Constitution than they are to him. Oh. He's deploying the National Guard in American cities, claiming to stop crime waves that don't actually exist. We've got masked ICE agents pulling up in unmarked vans and grabbing people, including U.S. citizens, off the streets on the suspicion that they don't look like real Americans. We've got an HHS secretary who opposes proven science and promotes quack medicine. A top White House aide who calls Democrats, the whole party, domestic extremists. We got some poor labor economist who got fired for accurately reporting bad jobs numbers that the president didn't like. I mean, it's like every day is Halloween. Except it's all tricks and no treats. And Lord knows.
Literally. Oh, I love this one. This is a great one. Obama's the best.
They've devoted enormous energy to trying to entrench themselves in power and punishing their enemies and enriching their friends and silencing their critics. They put on a big show of deporting people and targeting transgender folks. They never miss a chance to scapegoat minorities and DEI for every problem under the sun. You got a flat tire? DEI. Huh. Wife mad at you? DEI. What they have not devoted energy to is helping you. They have not put forward serious proposals to lower housing costs or make groceries more affordable. They haven't improved our schools. They haven't made healthcare more accessible. They haven't shortened your commute or prepared young people for the future where AI might take their job. I mean, they've devoted enormous energy to trying to entrench themselves in power and punishing their enemies and enriching their friends and silencing their critics. They put on a big show of deporting people and targeting transgender folks. They never miss a chance to scapegoat minorities and DEI for every problem.
I love this, man. I could listen. Like, this was one of... I've listened to him speak live several times. This was a good one. Oh, this is another great one. Let's tap the screen. Let's get to 550K.
And all the nonsense we see on the news every day. The over-the-top rhetoric, the fabricated conspiracies, the weird videos of a U.S. president with a crown on his head flying a fighter jet and dumping poop on protesting citizens. All of that is designed to distract you from the fact that your situation has not gotten better. They do it so you won't notice that while they're helping the wealthiest, most powerful people in the country consolidate more wealth and more power, your bills are still going up. And you're waiting longer at airports because there aren't enough air traffic controllers. And the program helping your kid with special needs was just gutted. So that is what's happening. And the good news is there's something you can do about it. Right here. Right now. Because you've got a candidate for governor who's got a track record of getting stuff done. Somebody who sees you and has been with you and knows your struggles and will fight for you every single day. Virginia, it's time to point America in a better direction by electing Abigail Spanberger as your next governor.
I love when he did this. My dream would be to sit on a stool while Obama gave a speech for me.
Now, her opponent, not so much. When someone asked her, and I'm just following this from...
Remember, I told you, because I'm not playing the racist, weird shit that Fox News has been perpetuating, but over the last 24 hours, after he gave this speech, what Fox News has done is this constant drumbeat of why, like, her opponent's black. Why doesn't Obama's black? Makes no sense that he wouldn't support a black woman. Like, literally. That is like, you mean a person who hates women? Literally, like, it's fascinating.
From a distance. When someone asked her, apparently, about all the federal workers fired by this administration, given how important that is to Virginia, apparently Abigail's opponent said she wanted to talk about real issues. Didn't understand why these job cuts are, quote, a huge thing. Now, I don't know about you, but seeing your neighbors and your friends, your customers, out of work, even though they've dedicated their lives to serving people, having trouble making their mortgage, maybe it's just me, seems like a pretty big thing to me, pretty huge. And I'd want a governor to be paying attention to it. Abigail's opponent does seem to care a lot about what Trump and his cronies are doing, and she's praised the Republican tax law that would raise the cost of health care and housing and energy here in Virginia. She supported bills that would strip funding from Virginia public schools. She says she's morally opposed to protecting reproductive rights, says she will do everything in her power to cut off access to abortion. Virginia, you don't need a governor who puts party and ideology ahead of the people she was elected to serve. You deserve a governor who will think for herself and work for you. A governor who will create jobs and not cut them, and who will lower costs instead of raising them, and who will bring people together instead of dividing them, and who will do what's right for the people of Virginia, no matter what anybody in Washington thinks. You deserve a governor like Abigail Spanberger.
Yeah, I just want to say this. If you've never seen or been to a arena where Obama speaks, I encourage you, before he stops doing this, to just witness it once. I would describe the 2 times I was in an arena, because they are arenas. I mean, it's like he's Jesus, and I'm serious. It's like after his speech is done, it's like almost like people believe if they can just touch him that they will be healed. Like it's the closest I've ever thought to like people who really believe. Like people are like, just touch me and everything's gonna be okay after. Like it's crazy. Like people are like, I will do anything to be close to this man.
You know, a lot of people have asked me lately whether I'm surprised by the direction the country's taken. And even though I am the hope and change guy, I try to be honest with them. So I say yes. There are things I am worried about. I am worried about how quickly basic democratic rules and norms have been weakened. I'm worried about how willing Republicans in Congress have been to surrender their role as members of a co-equal branch of government, refusing to buck the president even when they know he's out of line. Even when a lot of them will privately admit that power is being abused in ways that will hurt their constituents and hurt the country. I worry about a Supreme Court that, so far at least, has shown no willingness to check this administration's excesses, even when those actions break legal precedent and seem to defy the bedrock principle that no one is above the law. You know, a lot of people have asked me lately whether I'm surprised by the direction the country's taken. And even though I am the hope and change guy, I try to be honest with them. So I say, yes, there are things I am worried about. I am worried about how quickly basic democratic rules and norms have been weakened. I'm worried about how willing Republicans in Congress have been to surrender their role as members of a co-equal branch of government, refusing to buck the president.
Over. My fault. Oopsies. Oh, this is my... Okay, I love this part.
I worry about the growing concentration of economic power in this country, with just a handful of mega billionaires and companies controlling what we see and what we hear. And I worry about how much that economic power distorts the political process. I worry about how readily not just business leaders, but others with influence in law firms and universities have been willing to bend the knee to this president's autocratic impulses to avoid retribution or protect profits or simply to avoid controversy. And I worry sometimes how we've come to accept this as normal. I worry about the growing concentration.
Before we start, or I go to the next clip, I just want to point out, that should be all of our sorry, I'm losing my voice apparently. Realist fear. I just want to repeat this thing I screenshotted because it scares the shit out of me. The 400 richest Americans, so 400 people in America are now worth 6.6 trillion. The entire bottom 50% of America is worth 4.2 trillion. And the only thing that is happening, as long as we don't repeal Citizens United, as long as we do not stop dark money from entering politics, as long as we don't, I love how people are like idiot MAGAs, like civil servants, we got to get rid of them. You could not be dumber. The only thing we need to get rid of is money corrupting politics. Until we get rid of money flowing into politics from super PACs, dark money from corporations, we will always have a problem. I cry in happiness every time I hear speeches. I agree. Obama has a gift. This is an actual gift. Oh, it's going to get better. I loved this speech.
But what I also tell people when they ask me about this, what I also try to remind them, is that America's always had competing stories about who we are and what this nation stands for. The first story says, we the people, just means some of us. That in order to qualify, you have to be the right color, or come from the right family, or worship in the right way, or have enough money. It says that even though we got rid of a king, there's still a caste system in America.
Can we tap the screen? Apparently I'm saying something inappropriate. I don't think that I am, but can we all just tap the screen and share the lives? I'm probably going to get a violation, even though I won the last appeal.
A pecking order of who makes decisions and who obeys, who gets opportunity and who is obliged to serve. And it's a story that's policed by fear and force, that tries to convince people that for their group to win, another group has to lose. That if somebody doesn't look like you or think like you or practice religion exactly the same way you do, they must be a threat to your way of life, and they need to be put in their place. And that's how Donald Trump thinks about America. Make America great again by putting the people like him back in charge, even if they don't know what the hell they're doing. Now, but here's the thing. That story is not new. That's the oldest story in the book. It's not even uniquely American. For most of human history, that's the way society's worked. There was somebody on top and somebody on the bottom. There were lords and there were peasants. And for a long time, that story of caste and privilege and concentrated power, that was the law of the land here in America. If you looked like me, you were likely treated as property. If you were a woman or a white man who did not own property, you could not vote. For a long time, if you were an Irish or Italian immigrant, we're not hiring. If you're Jewish or Asian, don't bother applying to our school. If you were Native American, you weren't even treated as an American, even though you were here. But from the very start, there was another story, born of this nation's true revolutionary spirit. A story that says we the people means what it says, that all of us are included, that we are not subjects, we are citizens, defined not by race or religion or gender or sexual orientation, but by our commitment to a common creed and a willingness to accept not just the privileges, but the responsibilities that come with that citizenship.
Let me be clear. This is what a president sounds like. Do you think presidents just whine and talk about who they need to get revenge against and how they're going to grift from us and take and make up lies about people coming out of insane asylums in other countries and coming into our countries? Do you understand the difference between an actual president who's managing the country and Donald Trump? Do you even recognize it anymore? This is what a president sounds like. It's not some idiotic weirdo being like, I've won every golf tournament I've ever played in. I will now read a list of people I need revenge against. I can't do math. I have no idea what I'm fucking talking about. Do you know the difference between somebody who is qualified to do a job and listening to a weird, old, creepy, I'm not going to say what I'm really thinking, whine? This is a leader. Donald Trump has never been a leader, never will be a leader. He's just a guy grifting and stealing from us.
But from the very start, there was another story, born of this nation's true revolutionary spirit. A story that says we the people means what it says, that all of us are included, that we are not subjects, we are citizens, defined not by race or religion or gender or sexual orientation, but by our commitment to a common creed and a willingness to accept not just the privileges, but the responsibilities that come with that citizenship. That's what made the American experiment unique. That's what made us special. And through generations of struggle and sacrifice, through the faith of abolitionists and the struggle of suffragists, through a civil war and civil rights protests, through union organizing drives and government reforms and investment in public education, we moved closer to those founding ideas. And in the process, we inspired the world. And that's the story I believe in, Virginia. I believe in an America in which we all deserve equal protection under the law and nobody is above the law. I believe in an America where every child has a chance at a good education and anybody who's willing to work and find a job or start a business and make a decent living. An America where opportunity isn't just reserved for those who were born into privilege or happen to have the right connections. I believe in an America where we don't fear each other, but look out for each other. And if we want that story to continue, if we believe in that better story, we need leaders who believe in it too. We need leaders who will tell the truth and who will take responsibility and tackle hard problems and bring people together instead of tearing them apart. We need leaders who won't serve bosses in Washington or big corporate donors, but instead will serve the people who put them there. Virginia, we need leaders like Abigail Spanberger.
That is a president. Like, think about, I remember when I first watched this speech, I was like, the juxtaposition of Trump, like just some delusional, idiotic, insecure, lying, sycophantic, Nepo baby loser. Like, literally, who gives not a shit about anybody but himself. And if you still cannot figure that out, if you still support him, then you're an idiot. I don't know. And I just want to be clear, and this is not the people who are just watching lives like this. You are directly profiting or part of the grift, right? The MAGA cottage industry grift. If you are not directly making money off the MAGA cottage industry, then you are dumber than a box of rocks. You are being robbed and you are not smart enough to figure that out. Like, there's no two ways about it. Donald Trump is not a leader. He's a dumb grifter.
Then we have to get out there and vote for it. When I think back to a year ago, I remember talking to some people, even some folks who were friends of mine, who would say, you know what, this election doesn't matter all that much. That whoever the next president ended up being, it wasn't going to matter to them. If nothing else, the last 9 months should have cured us of that idea. Because the stakes are now clear. We don't need to speculate about the dangers to our democracy. We don't need to wonder about whether vulnerable people are going to be hurt. Or ask ourselves how much more coarse and mean our culture can become. We've witnessed it. Elections do matter. And they matter for you. People in power may be counting on your citizens. They want you to think there's nothing you can do. Nothing to stop them. Because they know once that thought worms into your head, they've won. But if there's one thing history has taught us, it is the most important office in a democracy is not president or even governor, it's the office of citizen. We all have more power than we think. We just have to use it. So if you believe in that better story of America, do not sit this one out. Vote. for leaders like Abigail who believe it too, leaders who care about your freedoms and will fight for your rights, and who will go to work every day to try to make your life just a little bit better, and then get your friends and family members, your neighbors and co-workers to vote too. Because if we do that, not only will we elect Abigail Spanberger your next governor, you won't just put Virginia on the path to a brighter future. You will set a glorious example for the nation. Thank you, Norfolk. God bless you. God bless.
I want you to think of every time Trump speaks. Does he give a shit about anyone but himself? No. This is somebody who leads. And believe me, I could disagree with a lot of, like, Obama's choices, which I also think I don't understand what it's like to be president. But you know what I mean? Like, I can criticize any president or say, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. This is a leader. Think about every speech Trump gives. It's just him complaining, whining, lying, rehashing the past, talking about people he's angry about, like being like, oh, I'm going to go after Jack Smith, James Comey. Like, this is a joke. Our tax dollars are prosecuting bullshit. That real, because I'm not bringing these charges because they're fucking dumb. We have a person who's never prosecuted a case in her life and is not a criminal lawyer, just happens to have a bar license, prosecuting cases against James Comey and Letitia James. Like, one for delusional mortgage fraud. Like, I just can't. And by the way, and James Comey, because I love how MAGA's like, yeah, we're going to get him. Like, now he's going to get it for all the lies. Well, has anyone bothered to read the indictments? Do you know what Letitia James is accused of? Do you know what James Comey's accused of? Let me help you. James Comey is accused of, I'm trying to remember. I want to get the year right. Like, in 2000, like, the statute of limitations was up. He's just accused of, like, in the last year possible. Like, basically, the reason Trump had to find some fake lawyer to bring these charges because the statute of limitation was going to end in, like, a month. So it's just like, or for everything Trump says he did, it's already over. But just, James Comey went in front of Congress and said, yeah, I stand behind things I said previously. That's it. And that's it. We are trying him for lying to Congress, for just being like, yeah, I said what I said back then. Literally. That's the entirety of the 1.5 page indictment. He said what he said what he said. And a person who's never been a lawyer for the DOJ and has never prosecuted cases, apparently going to do that. And then, just so you know, if you're worried, like, oh, did Letitia James commit a crime? Did she falsely indict Trump? Like, did she commit fraud? Is Trump innocent of anything he's been accused of? Oh, no. He first tried to get her on mortgage fraud, and then that didn't pan out. And then, like, wait, I'm going to get this wrong. I'm going to get it wrong. But she basically owned a house that, like, her niece lived in, and Trump tried to say that was mortgage fraud. It turned out not. And then now there's, like, another house purchase, like, years and years ago, and he's trying to say it was not, like, effectively a rental property versus a primary property. That's it. MAGA, are you listening to me? You guys were convinced these people are criminals? This is what the cases are about. It's not James Comey's a criminal mastermind who's stole a bunch of documents and was keeping them in his bathroom. It is, he said what he said under oath. He said what he said under oath in Congress. That's the entire case. And now we're talking about someone who's like, and by the way, I don't know if anyone's ever bought a house, but like, you know, the mortgage agent kind of is like, oh, this is how you save money. Like, this is delusional. And I also think she's not going to, I think she's going to get out of it in the first place. But I just want you to know, we're talking about Letitia James might have saved $4,000 or something by checking and she didn't check the box. Like her mortgage, whoever was selling the house to her checked the box. So just to be clear, there is no world in which Donald Trump's crimes, like you can pretend that you guys are delusional idiots. And I know not, read the indictments. This is an indictment you guys can make sense of. It's only like 1 to 3 pages. You can read both you guys can get this information into your heads. You guys can figure this one out, that these people have done nothing. So good luck to you. And actually, I think, I'm not saying, and I just want to be clear, I'm not saying that FBI, anyone who's served as FBI director hasn't done, like, you know, walked this gray line of, I don't know. I'm just saying whatever they convinced, you know, lying to Congress, and this is probably rude to say, but I hope, and I don't think James Comey's going to lose this case, but I hope he does. Because I am so excited to set the precedent that if you're under oath in Congress and lie, we can prosecute you. Because line up Republicans. I watch every congressional hearing. Byron Donalds, you tampered with if lying under oath in Congress is a problem, and not Byron Donalds because he's protected under the speech and debate clause, but I mean, like, people who have been under oath, Kash Patel, creepy Pam Bondi, Stephen Miller, if lying under oath in Congress, if we're doing that now, no offense, James Comey, but I mean, it's no skin off your back if you're convicted. Like, you'll be fine. It's not even that big of a deal. So if we're going to prosecute people who have lied to Congress, then line up, MAGA. All of your leaders who have lied under oath, and yeah, once you're no longer in charge, we're going to line them up and prosecute them. Oh, Tulsi Gabbard. Oh my God, the lies never fucking end. But I just recently have been watching Pam Bondi's interviews, and it drives me nuts. Oh wait, I have a couple extra clips of this I want to play.
Meanwhile, the government is shut down, and the Republicans who currently are in charge of Congress, they're not even pretending to solve the problem. They have not even been showing up to work. Not in session. Where are you? What are you doing? And as for the president, he has been focused on critical issues like paving over the Rose Garden so folks don't get mud on their shoes, and gold plating the Oval Office and building a $300 million ballroom. So Virginia, here's the good news. If you can't visit a doctor, don't worry. He will save you a dance. And if you don't get an invitation to the next White House shindig, you can always watch the festivities and all the beautiful people on Truth Social.
Imagine, like, he won't admit to who is paying for this. If you guys don't know about this, the real scary part is, like, he took this plane from Qatar and said, oh, it's free. By the way, this is Qatar is known for harboring all the T groups that creepy MAGA says that we need to, unalive all of them. I just want to be clear, like Hamas, all of these T groups, you say there's no mercy, we just need to starve them to death or unalive them inside Palestine. These Qatar funds and harbors all these people. And then Trump got a free plane from them and then said it's free, don't worry. And then it's cost, I believe to date, $793 million for us to outfit it and make it safe. And that's the problem with this ballroom renovation and the rest of it. Nobody knows Trump's bathroom renovation. Nobody knows who's paying for it. He won't tell us where the money is coming from. He's just accepting bribe after bribe and won't say who has bribed him. We are in a nightmare. And yeah, everyone should know that plane was not mother free. And imagine if Biden took a plane from a Middle Eastern country known for slavery. Literally, remember when Qatar hosted the World Cup? You know how they built all that in record time? They brought slaves there, stole their passports, and forced them to work against their will until it was done. I mean, I can read. I know what's going on. Like the human rights abuses going on in Qatar against women, are unreal. And we're accepting a gift. What if Biden did that? I'm just pointing out, like, MAGA, you guys, the hypocrisy of your guys' lives is never ending. You guys are, honestly, I don't even know. Oh, I just wanted, because, like, I think this is funny, because when I heard Obama speak, the same thing was happening. It's like people think this man is Jesus, so they like, oh, I love you, like, please let me touch you. So this woman, I've seen the whole clip. This woman was like screaming, I love you and stuff. I just want to listen to what he said.
Oh, I love you, but hold on. I heard you, girl. Just settle down. I'm here to talk to everybody, not just you. I mean, you look cute, but I am married. Michelle's fine too.
Just want you to know, if you've never seen Obama speak live, you should witness. People will throw themselves at him. It's like the Beatles. I've never seen, people are like, I will do anything, just touch my hand. Like, it's scary to watch people around Obama. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Like, people will stay for hours and they're just like, just touch my fingers and then I can die. Like, it's honestly scary.
Her opponent, not so much. Mikey's opponent has now run for governor 3 times in a row. I mean, I believe in persistence, but at a certain point. So 3 times in a row. Other 2 times he lost. So this time his strategy is to suck up to the Republicans in Washington. So Donald Trump called Mikey's opponent 100% MAGA. Not a great endorsement. When he was asked to give the Trump administration a grade, Mikey's opponent said they deserved an A. Don't boo. I mean, I know there's been great inflation, but really, an A. This is the best we could do. These are the same folks who put secret war plans in a group chat.
They were sucked up into the chat. God, everyone, it happens.
You don't think there's anything they could be doing better? No room for improvement? Jersey, we don't need a governor who puts party and ideology ahead of the people that elected that governor. You deserve a governor who's going to think for herself and work for you. A governor who will create jobs and not cut them. A governor who will lower costs and not raise them. A governor who will bring people together and not divide them. A governor who will do right for the people of New Jersey, no matter what anybody in Washington thinks. You deserve a governor like Mikey Sheriff.
Notice this is New Jersey, not Virginia now. Like, I love when Obama just goes from state to state and is like, let me show you how to give a speech. That man, like, we need more people that can speak like that. Like, I mean, truly, that can make people just move when he speaks. I can't describe it, but you meet Obama in person, you hear it, and it's like, you are in a trance. It's like, I don't even know how to describe it. I've seen it in person twice, and I'm like, it's like watching people just be like, I'll die for this man. It's scary once you witness it, because it's like, is this what a cult? Is this what happens in a cult?
And here's the thing. It's not as if we didn't see some of this coming. I will admit it's worse than even I expected, but I did warn y'all. I did. You can run the tape. And by the way, he warned you too, because he said what he was going to do. But the fact is, there were plenty of people who voted for Trump and the Republicans anyway. And it wasn't because they wanted to give up the right to free speech or see our public health systems torn down, but because they were understandably frustrated with inflation and gas prices and the difficulty of affording a home and worries about their children's future, and so they were willing to take a chance. Now, 9 months later, you got to ask yourself, has any of that gotten better? Is the economy working better for you? Because it sure has gotten better for Trump and his family. You know, since he's been in office, the whole crypto business and other ventures have made hundreds of millions of dollars, including from foreign nationals and rich folks investing because they want to stay in the president's good graces. The economy has been really good for some of Trump's billionaire pals and for finance bros and well-connected corporations who've seen their tax bills go down and don't have to worry about all these pesky regulators anymore. But for ordinary families, costs haven't gone down. They've gone up, partly thanks to this shambolic tariff policy. Young people trying to get a start in life are having a tougher time than ever finding a job. Entry-level hiring is down 16% from last year. Hundreds of thousands of federal employees, including a lot of people here in Virginia, have lost their jobs to pay for those billionaire tax cuts. We're talking about people who have dedicated their lives to public service, who make the country work. Healthcare premiums for millions of people are about to double or even triple next year.
I love this man. I could listen to it forever, but okay, you know me and Jasmine Crockett. I know already played 2 clips, but this is from the rally for the Prop 50 in California. I love her hair. Like, I also love her hair like this, not to be creepy, but just, I feel like everything was perfect. Let's listen to Jasmine Crockett stump for Prop 50 in California, as we love. Share the live. I got like 2 more violations. I don't even know why I was not talking, because, apparently they're saying I'm saying things. I don't think anything that was said was wrong, but I don't know. Let's just tap the screen, share the live. Let's get to 700K, and let's listen to Jasmine Crockett in this and also the blue blazer. I love the entire fit. I cannot.
Some of y'all even know his name. And, he decided he wanted to answer the call. Not the call of the people, not the call of Texans, but the call of Donald Trump. Right. So he says, yes, Mr. President. And the president said, well, I'm fucking up. This is me paraphrasing. And so he said, I'm not going to win. Like, I know enough to know history. And I know that the last time I was in office, but when 2018 came around, I lost all them seats. And so now that I'm looking out for my homies, the billionaires, and I'm making sure that people are going to go hungry in the streets of America, I'm making sure that we're losing jobs to the tune of losing about 1 million jobs in this country. I've installed these tariffs that don't make any sense and don't help any working families. And the price of eggs. Oh yeah, I didn't fix that. And about those wars. Well, yeah, I'm trying to start a new one. So guess what? I'm going to just have to make sure I cheat my way through, because that's the only way that I ever win is when I cheat, right? So Abbott said, yes sir, whatever you need, sir. So they decided to go after these seats. Some of y'all even know his name.
I think that's the most accurate representation of what is going on that I've seen. Oh yeah, and Adam Schiff also was, hold on, I think I have, yes, I did record this. Okay, look at this. Adam Schiff too, who's also the only person one of the only people on Trump's hit list who still has not been successfully indicted. He tried the mortgage fraud thing, but it didn't stick.
It is incomprehensibly awful. He becomes president of the United States. He betrays every promise he ever made. He promises to bring down prices. Prices are going through the roof. And instead, what does he do? He takes trillions of dollars away from people's health care. He takes money away from people's food assistance. And he puts all that money to a tax cut for big corporations and rich people. Because this is all they're ever about. And that is doing even more for people who already have so much. And so this is what they do, and not surprisingly, it's horribly unpopular. Horribly unpopular. And the president's ratings go right into that golden toilet of his. And he knows that there's no way they can hang on to this deeply unpopular majority unless they find a way to rig the election, to rig the lines. So he calls up his friends in Texas and he says, you got to go back and redo those already gerrymandered lines or we're losing our majority. And they do. And they do. But our governor and our electeds and our community leaders said the hell with that. Said the hell with that. We're going to go to our voters. Because what they're trying to do is they're trying to dilute the voting strength of all of you. They're trying to say, Californians, your vote doesn't matter. They're trying to say, we're going to take your tax dollars, you're a donor state, but we're going to cut your money for flood control. We're going to cut your renewable energy projects. We're going to take food away from your citizens. We're going to do all that to you because we don't think you're going to fight back. Well, we've got news for them. We are fighting back. We're going to pass this proposition. We're going to make sure we flip that majority in Congress. We're going to take back our country. It is incomprehensible.
And okay, so I'm so sorry I didn't see who wrote it, but someone said, can you explain how many seats we gained? Like, listen, I think we don't need to worry about how many, so here's the thing. Texas has redistricted. They've gained, 5 seats or 6 seats? And California is going to redistrict. Unfortunately, I don't think it ends here because Indiana, right? Trump has Indiana, for instance, I know for sure they are actively holding these public commissions where that's what I was talking about. Indianites, whatever. Whatever. They are very angry about this. I was talking earlier about how I was watching a commission and there were this one that's 50 people spoke in opposition to this. So because of this, which I think will pass, Trump is now, it's not going to stop. Trump's like, now we move on. Like, okay, now I'm going to keep going. And let me just show you. Because I didn't clip this, but I'm going to find, because we should all, I mean, we're all going through so much trauma. We should look at a hot man. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, hot governor. Let's all take a second to appreciate hot governor. I'm sorry. If you know me, you've heard me talk about the hottest governor in America. And so since I'll give a list. I'll get the actual list together and the numbers of seats, but I just want to I'll show you guys something. Wait, hold on. Okay, this is the right. Sorry, I have so many outlines. I get confused if I'm looking at the right one. Yeah, Tuesday, 11/4. Okay, let me just find this, because I'm just gonna play this live because I didn't screen record it. Thank God I didn't delete it. Okay, here we go. Let me just get it enlarged and stuff so you don't have to stare at X, because it's very... Let's all take a moment to acknowledge the hottest governor in America who has entered the chat, because it's not going to... If Trump keeps going and keeps threatening these red states with supermajorities, it won't stop at California. Like, we have to have more states willing to help us get more seats. Oh yeah, and if you don't know, this is Governor Wes Moore, the governor of Maryland, who happens to just be hot as shit. He can't help it. He's the hottest governor in America.
10 years, Maryland redraws our legislative and congressional maps to reflect the results of the census. It happens in every state across the nation. That process is supposed to promote fairness, competition, and representation. But you've seen the headlines. President Donald Trump and his allies are trying to rig the system and are hand-picking Republican states to go through redistricting processes. The president's unpopular policies are raising prices on virtually everything and taking away health care and food assistance to give tax cuts to billionaires. He can't defend these policies. So instead, he's just changing the rules to the game. This is an assault on the most basic promise of our democracy. And if we're serious about protecting our democracy, we cannot and will not just sit back and watch. Not in Maryland, not anywhere. So while other states are taking their cue from Donald Trump to rig the system, Maryland is doing the opposite. And that's why today, I am announcing the Governor's Redistricting Advisory Commission. The commission will be made up of a bipartisan group of leaders that will help guide the work with experience and deep belief in fairness and understanding of this moment. The commission will begin its work immediately, holding public hearings and listening to Marylanders directly and taking a hard, honest look at our congressional maps. And I've been clear from day one, and my position is not changing. While other states are determining whether or not they have fair maps, so will Maryland.
Wish I heard a word he said. I couldn't. He was too hot. I did read in an article that he's going to be the next state to redistrict. When he speaks, I can't hear over the hotness. But again, someone said, no, Gavin Newsom's hotter. I agree. Listen, actually, let me say this. The bar is in hell in America. Do you know what I'm saying? And men, listen to this. The bar is in hell. Are you a decent person who doesn't want to terrorize other humans and put them in jail for no reason and ruin their lives and then tank our economy and make us all starve to death? You might be attractive to women now. So speak up. Put your face on camera. Like, if you are just not a shitbag, it's possible now women will find you hot. The bar is in literal hell now for hotness. All you have to do is not be a sociopath terrorist that will be like, is he hot? Like, it's like, yes, anybody who's not a monster is now actually hot. Like, that's the women. Can we talk about something? I think we need to become shitbags, because we now are just like, hey, any man that just isn't gonna grape me, hot, great guy. What? Look at this guy. He's not out there graping women. Like, isn't that great? We need to get to a point with men where that's how they feel about us. Do you know what I mean? Like, we need men to just be like, oh, she's not going to just do something horrible to me. She's so hot. Like, the bar is in hell for men, and we need to drive the bar down for women. Of course, yeah. Listen, these races we're talking about, you said NBC's calling for Virginia, but only for... Listen, I just want to say this clearly. If we don't win these races, then our concern needs to be whether or not elections are being manipulated. We should win all of these races comfortably. The closest race, depending on which polling you believe, will be New Jersey. That's the only one. Oh, and I just want to say, I don't believe that. I was reading a Fox News article because I was, oh God, these stupid, sorry, I have to do this puzzle piece and I cannot fail again. Hold up. Come on. This is ridiculous. I'm connecting a cactus to the rest of this. Hold on. It's not working. Oh my God. Okay. I'm on my third try. So this live is, now I have to connect a goose's neck to its body. Why is this happening? Come on. Almost. Oh, I got it. I did not do that right. TikTok is getting weirder and weirder. But truly, the host has to do the puzzle. Yeah, like, it's because they're worried if you're live for too long, like every couple hours, you have to prove you're not like a robot who's just staying live or whatever. And the puzzles are getting weirder and harder. Like, that was insane. Or maybe I'm the only idiot that can't do that. I don't know. Anyways, women, we need the bar for us to be in hell. I need men to be like, oh, you're just not a monster who's going to ruin my self-esteem? Then I love you. Like, that's how we are now with men. Like, we expect absolutely nothing. If men are just like, I'm not going to abuse you, we're like, oh my God, this man's not going to abuse me. He's a gem. Yeah, it should not, none of these races should be close. I just want to be clear. Mathematically, if you've been following polling, none of these major races, we should win them all. And I mean, by far. Like, the New York mayoral race is a joke. Like, Andrew Cuomo should have already gone to Canada. There was not a mathematical way he could win unless something shady was going on. So that's what I'm saying. We should win all of them. The only race with it, and not saying she shouldn't win, would be Mickey Sherrill in New Jersey. But other than that, I mean, I think the closest poll in New Jersey was what, like 11 points? I don't even know. It was, I mean, if we don't win these races, it would be a sign to me that we need to fear the future, like, and whether or not elections would be legitimate. I thought New Jersey was closer than it was supposed to be because the candidate is bad. Which candidate, David, do you mean? Mickey Sherrill is like, if you're under the impression Mickey Sherrill's a bad candidate, then she's like Kamala Harris vibes, is what I would say to you. Mickey Sherrill is unbelievably qualified to be the governor of New Jersey. And if you feel otherwise, then I would suggest that you find out who she is. Like, it terrifies me that you would say Mickey Sherrill is not qualified. Mickey Sherrill is more qualified than Donald Trump to be the president of the United States. Well, I mean, I'm more qualified factually than Donald Trump to be the president. But Mickey Sherrill is unbelievably qualified. Oh yeah, just to be clear, if you weren't watching the polls, Spanberger, I think the percentage chance yesterday that her opponent would win, I don't even want to say her name because she's so gross, was 2%. Like this, and this is the Trump effect. But Mickey Sherrill should win, right? I mean, you fly enough helicopters directly into combat and have the education that she has. There's just really no excuse for her not being elected. So, no, hold on, David, don't backtrack now. David, your first hold on. I thought New Jersey was closer than it was supposed to be because the candidate is bad. And then I explained to you, like, she's more qualified than any man, and I mean that has ever been governor of New Jersey. On paper, Mickey Sherrill is more qualified. Anyways, and then you said that's the way the media is reporting it. And then you said qualified, unfortunately, doesn't matter. We had 2 presidential elections that proved that. Yeah, hey, whatever you've got to say, do your own research. Like, I'm scared for America. Mickey Sherrill's literally is qualified to run for president now. I don't care what you're hearing. Look up, why don't you just do a simple Google search and figure she could literally be president of the United States now. And you're like, that's the way the media is reporting. I don't know what media you're watching. Never heard that. Like, I'm scared for you that you can't do a simple Google search and figure out who that woman is. Like, if I was in a life or death situation, if I needed someone to lead me and lead she is that person. That woman is it. Like, she is her. Like, literally. And I know a lot of people say that, but that's her. She is her. She is that bee. Literally. Like, if she doesn't win, you guys are going to have a possibly corrupt, or let me put it this way, easily corruptible, sad, impotent weirdo to lead you and do exactly what Chris Christie did, which is whatever the people tell him to do. And then after the fact, he'll be like, oh, wait, I have a spine. Let me prove it to you. I mean, half a spine. Like, yeah. We have one person with a spine in the race for New Jersey governor. Of course she is. Does anyone realize who she was running against? Thank God. Abigail Spanberger is brilliant. But it'll be interesting to see, like, if you don't know, all of what is it? It's the Commonwealth. I always say it wrong. The Commonwealth of Virginia. Is it the State House of the Commonwealth? All of those seats are up for grabs. So we shall see. Are the results in for everybody? I think we'll be fine. Like, what was that guy's name? I blocked it out. What was the governor's name that's been terrorizing women in Virginia? Like, I can't imagine we're not going to hold the State House now. I'm getting excited. Oh, let me just check Truth Social really quick. Let's see if Trump is threatening everyone. I mean, that's what he did all day long, is just threaten people to vote. Oh, God. Oh, he's mad. See, this is what I'm saying. Tomorrow, just understand, something very important is happening tomorrow. And Trump's already trying to threaten the Supreme Court. Understand. Let me see if I can add this quickly. This is just a screenshot, so I think the cloud should let me add it to this live. Hold on. I want to show you guys something, and so we understand how important. Not to say today is important, but I think, like, mathematically, Trump on some level knew there was no way. Here, hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this, or I'll just text it. Give me a second. I want to show you guys what Trump is up to, because this is the second time. He's terrified. I heard that his advisors had to be like, you cannot go to the Supreme Court and try to bully them, because that would actually make them hate you more. He was like, I'm going to show up there and scare them all into doing what I want. Like, this man is insane. Hold on. Okay, got it. So, tomorrow, which, not to say today isn't important, but mathematically, I think it would be, the only thing that would scare me is if Democrats didn't win these elections, because that would be a sign to me that Trump was now officially, like, starting to fix elections, and I'd be scared. But this is what tomorrow's United States Supreme Court case is literally life or death. It's not. Tomorrow the Supreme Court is hearing oral arguments of blocking Trump's tariff power. And I just want to be clear, this lawsuit, many lawsuits have been brought against Trump's insane tariff power, which I just want to be clear, at any time Congress could take this power away from him. But because Republicans are impotent, flaccid weirdos, they won't take it back. So many lawsuits have been brought, which were just ignored. But this lawsuit that has made it to the Supreme Court has been brought by Republicans, powerful Republicans, whose businesses are being hurt by Psycho and his grifting tariff policy. So Trump's like, tomorrow's United States Supreme Court case, it is literally life or death for our country. Oh, for your grifting? With a victory, we have tremendous but fair financial and national security. Without it, we are virtually defenseless against other countries. Like, this man's insane. And if the Supreme Court just once could have a spine and stop him from robbing us all, from taxing us illegally. This is illegal taxation without representation is illegal. Literally. And that's why, if I want to say this, like, take all the weird social things and who's peeing in what bathroom. Congress, who could stop Trump from robbing us and taxing us a third time. We pay state, we pay federal taxes, and this weirdo is taxing us every time we have to buy something. And our spineless Republican congressional leaders, I live in Arizona, where there's a majority of them, won't vote to stop him. This is illegal. This is we are being robbed. We should actually probably be refunded the money we have paid. We are being taxed without representation. That's what the Boston Tea Party was about. And this weirdo is still going on because this is his leverage. This is how he's getting his hotels approved around the world. This is how he's throwing power around. If it's taken away, what's he going to do now? Literally. I know, I have my receipts too. I'm like, we should all just submit our receipts and ask for a refund. Because taxation without representation was why America was built. It's what started the American Revolution. And Republicans are too dumb to recognize it while it's happening. Like, I can't. So, and he's like, thank you for your attention to this matter. This is the one chance the Supreme Court has to stop something actually horrible and detrimental to our country. Do I have faith in the Republicans sitting on the Supreme Court? Absolutely not. But the oral arguments are tomorrow, so we shall see. And I've never seen Trump care more about something other than his own case when he was trying to get executive power consolidated in the executive branch. I've never seen this man care more about something than retaining his power to blackmail and leverage other countries with tariffs, which, again, they are not paying tariffs. We are. It's delusional. So anyways, I've got to go because I've been live for 5 hours and 13 minutes. Love you all. I will be live tomorrow. Later, Gators.